Coronavirus can still spread outside.
Florida, Florida, Florida. Known for its sunshine, old folks, and those Florida man stories. You know, Florida is one of several states trying to open its economy, and for coastal cities, that means their lifeblood, the beaches. But I've been living with my Florida parents, and I couldn't imagine going out to the beach right now. It felt too soon. But when my coworkers heard the beaches were reopening, there was some disagreement.
I lived in Florida for 4 years. There's a 100% chance that people will be there crowded, especially in that part. It's Tampa area.
Yeah.
They like to party. They're going out. I will put all my money on it.
It's also going to be a Monday. Like, what are people?
Yeah.
Mondays are beach days. Every day is a beach day in Florida.
I did look up the weather. It looks nice.
It's not going to be crowded. I have faith in Floridians.
I got up at the crack of dawn and biked to the grand reopening of the beach, expecting to see crowds of people eager to come back. But
I'm really tired, and no one's here but these goddamn seagulls.
and they definitely weren't social distancing. I thought I saw a sheriff patrolling, and when I went closer, it was actually Turtle Patrol, the turtle cops.
Honestly, this isn't what I expected, and I'm really impressed with the Floridians here for not being here, I guess.
But when I got back, my mom wasn't convinced. Here's my mom. I just got back from the...
Sorry.
Thanks for opening that.
Sorry.
Would you be surprised to hear that there was like nobody at the beach?
Well, not really, because it's like 7 a.m., right? Go back in a couple hours. I bet it will be totally different.
Okay. I'll go back in a couple hours, but I think people will still be pretty good. I thought there'd be throngs of people just then.
I hope people will be staying apart from each other. We'll see.
We would see. But first, I had to interview someone official. Luckily, my mom had some surprising connections. Wait, Mom, can you say what you just said again?
You know the former mayor lives right down the street.
I did not know that. Do you think she would let me interview her?
She's a really nice person, I do.
Okay. Since I'm not really allowed to interview anyone in the traditional method, I'm gonna try this oar, see if I can turn it into something. I rigged up a paddle mic.
Will you look at that? Pretty cool.
Tested it on the dog.
Hey, don't bite it. Don't bite it.
Okay, so I'm bringing my mom to be my assistant camera op, and we are going to interview the former mayor of St. Pete to see what she thinks about the beaches. She said going through the back gate. This feels like we're doing something illegal again.
Deborah, are you up there?
Unfortunately, the Romeo and Juliet setup, lift it up higher, didn't really work. We're gonna have to do the phone call. So I interviewed her via cell phone.
I've been a resident in Florida since 1985, and I was interim mayor for the city of St. Pete Beach, Florida.
So what kind of decisions does the local government have to make in this pandemic?
Their responsibilities are surely to keep the public safe. They're encouraging people to wear masks. In this instance, when the governor opened the beaches, they had to decide how they were going to do that.
Do you feel like they waited long enough to reopen the beaches?
I'm not sure opening the beaches early is good, only because I don't want people to think that the pandemic is still ongoing. We really need to be concerned about that and concerned about people's health. I, like everybody else, just want to be cautious about crowds and crowd control. The other side of the coin is people need to get out of their apartments, their condos, their homes. I think it was a tough decision. I think maybe a different type of opening, a more controlled opening would have been a better choice.
If I'm going to go to the beach today, do you have any advice?
But if you really want to go to the beach and not have to be in a crowded, difficult situation, go to the county to practice social distance. I hope the police and sheriff's department are enforcing that, because it's probably the most important thing.
Thank you. After talking to Deb, I realized I had to go back to the beach to see what was really going on. So my mom and I left to scope it out. And 2 hours later, it was packed.
Mom, hold down, I can't hear you.
For 11 o'clock on a Monday, it's kind of shockingly busy to me. This is the time of year when the weekends are busy, but the weekdays are usually a bit calmer. So people are obviously rushing to the beaches.
Do you think people are following the 6 feet rule right now?
It does not look like it to me. Does it look like it to you? No.
Yeah, I think I need to walk through it.
That's about 6 feet.
I wanted to see if people were staying 6 feet away, so I brought my 6-foot paddle, but it honestly seemed too busy for that. Really, it felt like a normal beach day, and that's what made me nervous.
I do worry that people coming here with the beaches will make people more relaxed about their safety in all areas of life, not just coming to the beach. Like that they won't be taking quite as big precautions as they should be at the grocery stores and things like that. Hope that we don't see what happened during spring week. I hope that people really wear masks and stay 6 feet apart.
So after I got back, I called Dr. Mark Keim, CEO of Disaster Doc and a former CDC disaster scientist.
I was the incident manager there for anthrax and as well as the Indian Ocean tsunami.
So Florida beaches are reopening. Are you concerned?
Yes, I think that many people are concerned, actually.
Do you think it's too soon?
Yeah, absolutely. And what our best science is telling us is that it is indeed too soon to reopen, especially when we're talking about the beaches in Florida. Cases are increasing. They're not decreasing as they should be. And that's really our defining criteria for reopening is the symptoms, the cases, and the status of the hospitals. So those are the 3 different things that we look for. And that needs to show a 14-day decrease. It tells us what we need to do in order to cross these gates, and each phase has a gate. So here we are studying in the first phase, and we need to earn our way to that next gate.
Okay, so you're saying Florida just kind of jumped over the gates instead of opening the gates?
That's it. Yeah, they must be in good shape to jump the gate, right?
That doesn't make sense to me because Florida has a much older population on average.
That's a good point. Perhaps there are ways that the beach may be safe, but it's very problematic and difficult to do so when you go from absolutely closed to absolutely open. Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. And, science has a similar way of waking us up with a punch in the face.
As a fellow Floridian, to help them, do I have to punch them in the face to get them to know, or is there another way I can help get the word out?
Right. I'm not as successful as Mike was with punching people in the face. I find that information is actually the great freedom.
So punch them with information.
There you are. Maybe that's it, right?
I try to symbolically punch my fellow Floridians in the face with facts. I boated out toward the beaches and attempted to inform the public what I learned.
Continue to wear your masks. Coronavirus can still spread outside.
Nobody seemed to be listening. That, or my font was too small.
Is the issue of reopening beaches could potentially cause a spike in these corona cases. It's just difficult to maintain and control a social distancing of 6 feet. And our breaths actually carry a cloud of this virus. And when 2 people stand within 6 feet of each other, actually that cloud collects between the 2, and we share that cloud in our inhale. When we pass by people that may pass us on the beach, their cloud actually passes through our cloud, and we can breathe in those things as well. Requiring people to stay apart from each other and enforcing that could help people to reopen the beach and maintain it safely. But once again, I'm not the expert on enforcing that on a 35-mile beach.
Right. My mom texted me in the middle of the interview to tell me the police had actually shut down the beach to everyone but locals because it had reached over 100% capacity.
Down in Paso Grill, the city commission decided to open 700 of the 1,000 parking spots that they have down there. That means 300 are closed. It quickly reached capacity, and we had to shut off Paso Grill this morning to only residents down there.
Showing just how difficult it is to keep beachgoers from going to the beach. And that certainly freaked me out. So if you really want to go to the beach, what can you do?
You should social distance, not the kind of sneaky, maybe it's 6 feet, maybe it's not. Scientists have done studies where these viruses actually travel in the air. 23 to 27 feet has been the recorded distances. Please always wear a mask.
You think people on the beach should be wearing masks?
I do. I think so. Absolutely.
Well, how are they going to avoid the tan line?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any concern about spreading coronavirus when you're in the water? No. Okay, that's good to know.
So if you must go to the beach, don't sit still, because the longer that you spend with other people, you will have more likelihood of sharing your breath. Beaches tend to pack people into smaller areas, and that's how we catch the virus.
Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Honestly, I probably won't be going back to the beach and lounging around anytime soon, but I did want to try to enjoy the beach in the safest way possible. So I waited until the end of the day and I followed Dr. Keim's instructions. Wear a mask. Stay 6 feet, preferably more, away. And if you must go, keep moving.
I know the water's safe, so I'm gonna go in the water.
COVID-19 isn't going away anytime soon, and don't ignore that fear. Use it. Let it make you smarter.
Let's get the hell out of here, okay? I don't want to get coronavirus.